Hi Mike, I'm Mylene from American Income Life Insurance Company. I talked to you yesterday about insurance benefits through your brother. How are you today?
I'm doing good.
Do you mind if we sit at a table because I have to go over your benefits?
Yes.
If you don't mind, you can sit here and I'll go ahead. I will sit here.
Okay, that's fine.
Now you talk to Josh to find out what he has done for you and your family and why I'm here today.
No.
Okay, I will back up and fill you in on what's going on. As you know, your brother is a member of the union. I don't know if you are familiar with the unions like fireman, electrician, teamster, and federal employees, but I am sure that you have heard they have some of the best benefits out there, right?
Yes.
AIL is the unionized company that provides the benefits for all these unions and associations. Josh is a member in a good standing with his union, and he was allowed to extend some of his American income benefits to his family members and those close to him. Do you know the difference between your temporary benefits and your permanent benefits?
No. What is the difference?
Well, we all have great benefits through work, but when we leave, quit, or retire from our job, we lose all or bulk of our benefits within 31 days. However, your brother did an amazing thing for you. If you qualify today, you will now have permanent benefits that will follow you and no one can ever take this away from you. So make sure you thank him.
Okay.
Mike, what do you do for work?
I do engineering for my work.
How long have you been there?
Two years.
Do you like?
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, here is a copy of the letter the union members received. Like it says in the letter, my job is to bring by your benefits and explain your option. When I'm finished, they have you to fill out this report card that will go back to the union, so they know I've been here and doing my job. Is that fair?
Yes.
As the letters explain, they have me here for 3 reasons. To inform you about the food banks. Number 2, to explain the benefit package your brother qualify you for. 3, to see if you can qualify for anything permanent they have set up for the members and their family. Now, let me ask you, have you ever been unemployed or laid off?
Yes, but just few days ago.
The
Why?
reason I ask is that American Income collects food for members in a time of need. The way we keep the food banks working is when we are at the member's home, they have us ask if you would like to donate a can or 2 of food or some dry goods. If that's something you would like to do, just remind me before I leave.
Yeah, okay.
Mike, this is your AD&D certificate. This covers you when you die in any type of accident. American Income is the company that covers this benefit for you. It's not contributory and non-participating, which means you don't have to pay for it or qualify for it because just extended this to you. It's already been taken care of. Pretty nice, huh?
Yeah.
Verify here that you want your son to be your beneficiary. I'll put your certificate in your folder so that when something happens, you'll have proof of it. That makes sense?
Yes.
This is your health discount card. This is not health insurance. This card is no cost and it will give you discount on vision, prescription, hearing, and chiropractor service. Here is the service number. This website also lists all the providers in your area. Go ahead and fill this middle section out and they will send you a card so that you can start receiving the discounts. Pretty nice, huh?
Yeah.
Now, these are all your child safe ID kits. Are you familiar with Amber Alerts?
Yes.
Police in our communities are actively searching for over 2,300 children each and every day. This is a vital tool. Heaven forbid something happens to your children. Some things you need to write in pencil, like hide and wait update pictures on special occasions like holidays, birthdays, or school pictures. Make sure you fingerprint them. The middle section is a place for all distinguished features, birthmarks, scars, glasses, or braces. Now, on the back is just some information for the parents. Do you see how important this is for all children?
Yes.
Exactly. So you have a will set up, right?
No.
This is your family information guide. It is not a will, but this is so important to fill out. So when something happens to you, your family will know exactly what to do. After you fill this out, you want to put this in a safe place here at home. On top is where you put your vital information, name, birthday, socials, etc. Have either of you ever been in the military?
No.
Person to be notified, this is the most important part. Did you know millions of dollars go unclaimed in life insurance each year because either the family doesn't know about the insurance, they don't know how to make a claim, or the company cannot find the beneficiary. So what they are saying is that you put down 5 people each that are local in your area that can be there to help your family out immediately when something happens to you. So who are those top 5 key people in the local area that can help in the event of emergency or death? Your state information gas here. You do have life insurance outside work, right?
Yes.
Make sure to put it in pencil because it is temporary. This part is your financial institution's information. Do you use checking or savings?
Yes.
List that information here because when you die, someone in your family has to close your account. Here are your funeral service and final request. This is very important. Have either of you ever had a plan for funeral?
No.
Do you want cremation or burial?
Yes. Burial.
Either way, it's very expensive. Remind me before I go. Part of the program takes care of your all final expenses, but you will need to qualify for that. Do you see how important this guide is?
Yes.
Now, because your brother is a member in a good standing with Union, they are allowing you to extend the same no-cost benefits package to the people in your life that are going to help out when something happens to you. So they are going to be receiving the same $2,000 AD&D certificate, health service discount card, family information guide, and child safe ID kits of their own. Now, they do have to qualify. They have to be over 21, live in the area, and be employed. Most members extend this all to all their brothers and sisters, parents, and close friends. How many adult brothers and sisters do you have?
2.
Who is the oldest?
Bob.
What is the first name?
Bob.
Who is the next?
Josh.
What's your father's name?
Jude.
About your mother?
May.
How many children, adult children do you have?
4.
Who is the oldest?
Bob.
What neighbor have children for the child safe ID kits?
I have 2 neighbors.
Who else?
No.
Now they need their mailing address to get this out to them. Let's start with your brother and sister. What's Bob's address?
It will be 6938 Alto Ray Avenue, apartment 906.
Okay. Do you do text, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to send you a text. Let me know once you get it.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. Now go ahead and forward the text to everyone you extended these great benefits to. That way they have a heads up. I wait.
Okay, I did.
Since Bob lives in the area, go ahead and give him a call so we can fill him in. I'll wait while you do that. If you don't mind, can I talk to him?
Yes.
Hi Bob, this is Mylene with American Income. They do many of the permanent insurance benefits for police officer, firefighters, and veterans. I am sitting here with your brother and he arranged for you to receive a no-cost AD&D policy and benefits package. My job is to get it delivered to you so that you have it for your records and you know what to do when something happens. There is a certificate of coverage that I need to drop off to you along with some benefits he has able to recommend you for. It's very important. What's the best time to drop this off to you? Oh, I'd rather check. Do you live at 6938 Altori Avenue? Okay, that's great. What shift are you working on these days? Great, I can take care of that. This week we are in the area at 1 p.m. on Monday and 3 p.m. on Tuesday. What works best for you? Okay, thank you. Mike, since you didn't find out exactly what your brother did for you, I'll back up a bit. Now, as they mentioned in the letter, there's a program they have set up for the members. In fact, this is the Labor Advisory Board. It consists of 54 International Labor and Association leaders. They are very important because what they do is to help advise and make recommendation as to where the gaps in your benefits are and what benefits people need. They have asked us to read this letter to each of the members, and since Josh sponsored you, I'll read it to you.
Okay.
You see, that's the reason they were chosen to do the program for the unions, because they realize that typically 31 days after you leave your job, get laid off or retire, you can lose all your insurance benefits or the great reduce. These are permanent and portable insurance benefits, and if you qualify to keep them for the rest of your life. Pretty nice, huh?
Yeah.
In fact, they don't just work with police, firefighters, and teachers. They work with over 40,000 groups are rated A+, and over 5 million members are enrolled. So they must be doing something right. Would you say?
Yes.
But just because your brother extended these benefits to you doesn't mean you are automatically allowed to enroll. You do have to qualify. If you are too high risk, they cannot let you in. So they have me to ask you a couple of questions just to make sure.
Okay.
Have you ever had any arrests, including DUI?
No.
Have you either of you used any tobacco or marijuana in the past 12 months?
No.
Do you take any prescription or medication?
No.
Have you ever had any health issues or any family history of cancer, diabetes, or heart disease?
No.
Based on what you have told me, I am not sure if you are qualified yet, but you do have a chance, so I can at least explain the benefits to you. The needs analysis determines need based on three things: family situation, benefits you already have, and income. So what they have me to do is ask you a couple questions to see exactly what you might qualify for. Mike, did Just fill you in the Our Power program?
No.
He did not. Our Power is a very old principle that says members should take the first 2 hours of their weekly wages and set it aside to protect themselves and provide for their family's future. Now, 2 hours of your wages each week is roughly 1/20 of your income, right?
Yeah.
And that's not going to change your lifestyle any, is it?
No.
Of course not. Any financial planner would tell you to set aside 10 to 15% of your income. Your program is based on 2 hours, which is only 5% of, so all the members can afford it. Now, provided that you can qualify, they allow you to set aside between $20 to $100 a week. Every member has different situation and different hourly wages. What I am obligated to do is show you what setting aside your 2 hours combined with will do and what kind of protection that will provide. Then, when I am done, the union would like you to have your opinion in this report card that goes directly back to them. Is that fair?
Yes.
So Mike, what do you make an hour?
$20 per hour?
Now what I'm going to do is show you what setting aside $40 per week will do for your family. Just like in any other enrollment period, provided that you will qualify, there are forms that needed to be filled out in person while I am here. And that's not something that we can do later over the phone. So be sure to stop me anytime that you have questions. Is that fair?
Yes.
Now they are concerned with three major areas: accidental injuries, number two, final expenses, number three, paycheck protection. The first area they are concerned with is when you are injured in any type of accident. Have either one of you thought about what you will do when you get injured in an accident?
No.
Well, the Labor Advisory Board in American Income have given a lot of thought. Their concern is not that your medical bills won't be taken care of. You have health insurance to take care of that. When it's job related, then worker compensation is there, and a lot of members have some form of disability. What they are concerned with is loss of wages and other expenses that start adding up. Mike, when you end up in the hospital, even though your medical bills are taken care of, no one pays you to be there. God forbid something happens, you cannot work, right?
Yes.
Mike, when you have to go to the emergency room, they are going to send you up to $200 a day just for taking time to go to the injury, to get the injury looked at. That's for any kind of accident, whether you scrape your knee, need stitches, or off the job, on and off the job. That money comes to you here at home. The only exception to that is when you have to stay overnight in the hospital. They are going to send you $400 a day for up to full year. That ends up being $2,800 a week. Now let me ask you, when that money comes in, will that help your family?
Yes.
Yeah, of course it is. Now, the only exemption to that is when you have to stay in the intensive care. They are going to send you $700 a day up to 2 full weeks. The reason why it's $3,500 a week is because usually when you are in intensive care, it is a life or death situation. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now, the second area they are concerned with you was your final expenses. Now, Mike, who is going to be responsible taking care of your funeral and final expenses when something happens to you?
I don't know.
Now, let me ask you, have you ever had a plan for a funeral?
No.
The reason that I ask is that it is a very serious problem. Now, the concern is not the fact that you're going to die, because we all will, right? But when we die, someone in the family has to face the funeral director immediately. Funeral director these days require all or the bulk of the money up front on the spot before they start doing anything, or they are at least want to know where the money is going to come from. Did you realize that?
No.
A lot of people don't. So while your family is waiting for life insurance to come in, who has to take care of these things in the meantime? That's right, the family. They either had to take the money out of savings if they have it, or worse yet, borrow it. That makes sense?
Yes.
So now what they have done is to set up a freedom of choice certificate to take care of your final expenses. If you qualify, each of you will receive your own certificate that looks like this. Now they call it freedom of choice because it's good to any funeral home. The way it works is when something happens to you, your family take the certificate to any funeral homes of your choice, and when the funeral director looks at your family and says, "I'm sorry for your loss. My funeral is going to be $15,000. How would you like to take care of that today?" At that point, your family will tell Mike has the freedom of choice. Everything is taken care of from that point on. Mike, in your case, they have set aside $15,000 to take care of your funeral and final expenses. What's not used in the funeral home gets sent to the beneficiary. Now let me ask you, isn't nice to finally have this taken care of for your family, huh?
Yes.
Exactly. Each of the kids are covered for 10,000 benefits that can be converted to 50,000 at age 21, regardless of their health or habits. that they can keep for the rest of their life. Pretty nice, huh?
Yeah.
Now, the only exemption to this, when you die before age 65, it will typically be in some kind of accident, right?
Yeah.
Mike, when something happens to you in any type of accident, not only will they immediately take care of all your final expenses, but they are going to send your family an additional $110,000 to help out during the time. When we die in an accident, what kind of accident will it probably?
A car accident?
That's right, a car accident. In that case, they are going to send an additional $140,000 plus take care of the final expenses. And when traveling on a common carrier like bus, plane, train, they will send you an additional $250,000 to the family. Each of your children are covered for 20% of the parents for those the same accidental deaths. Does that make sense?
Yes.
The third problem that they are concerned about is your paycheck. Like you're on your way home from work and you get killed in a car accident or pass away from stroke or heart attack. Is your paycheck going to keep coming to support your family?
Of course. No.
Of course not. Your paycheck vanishes just like that. But taking care of the family, putting food on the table, paying the bills, those all stay pretty much the same. So the bills keep coming in month after month and your paycheck is gone, right?
Yeah.
But let me ask you, do you have life insurance, right?
No.
Hopefully you realize that all the members do have life insurance, but there's what happens in a typical situation when you die. Your family immediately has to start dipping into those lump sums first for reimbursement of your burial and miscellaneous expenses, and then because your paycheck have stopped coming in, you have to keep dipping into your savings to pay bills and food on the table. And then a year or 2 years later, what happens to all the money? That's right, it has completely disappeared in its gap. So here is your paycheck protection or the readjustment income. Mike, when something happens to you, they are going to start sending money, a paycheck to the very next month and every single month after that for a minimum of 1 full year. Now, the reason they choose at least 1 year is because you need they need a decent time to adjust. A couple months is not just enough. Does make sense?
Yeah.
What they are going to do in your case, when you die, they are going to start sending $2,000 every single month for 2 years for any cause of death. When something happens, they send your family the check every month. Will that give your family time to adjust?
Yes.
Of course it will. Now, when that does happen, they take the money they receive and get invested for the future of your children. When something happens to you, they will receive $48,000 for 2 years. Now this builds some emergency fund. After 3 years, if things ever get tight financially, there will be some money to help take care of your program during the time you don't lose it. There are also paid up benefits, so when you retire, you can stop contributing to the program and keep keep a reduced paid up final expenses benefit for the rest of your life. Pretty nice, huh? Have you ever thought about that? What you will do when you are diagnosed with the terminal illness?
No.
Well, they put a lot of thought into it. In fact, they realize you're going to get a lot of cash. When you are diagnosed with a terminal illness, not expected to live more, they are going to send you half the final expenses and paycheck protection. The other half will come to your family after you're gone. There is a strike and layoff clause so that you can lose your program. In fact, in case your union strike, they will take care of your insurance benefits for you for up to 1 year and you never have to pay it back. Mike, even if you cannot work just for 1 day because of a strike, they will take care of your benefits on not only for 1 week, which is $400, but the whole month which is 1,600. And on layoff, as long as you've been working for 12 months, they will take care of your program up to 3 months and you never have to pay it back. Pretty nice, huh?
Yeah.
Also, the insurance benefits are guaranteed and non-cancelable, which means if you qualify, then no matter what happens in the future, your health, age, habits, no one can ever take this away from you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now, I have showed you what setting aside 2 hours will do to your family. Let's review it to make sure it's clear. Your accidental injury benefits are there for your family. Your freedom of choice certificate covers you and the children for any cause of death and is there until it needs to be used. Your paycheck protection and all your protection on the side here. Make sure no matter what happens moving forward, you never have lost your benefits after today. Even if you change job, get very sick or move, again you can see why these are so important to your family. Now my job, because of what your brother did for you, is to give you an opportunity to get enrolled in what you qualify for. The best part is they set up like a payroll deduction, but they do it once a month through your own checking account. That way, when the change job or retire, you never have to worry about losing the insurance benefits because they are under your control, not your employer or union. Pretty nice, huh?
Yeah.
Mike, let's face it, we're going to die. We don't have a choice. Either way, we deal with this now or someone in the immediate family will have to deal with this when something happens. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now you will have to answer some medical question to see if you can qualify, but probably the most important question I need to ask you when something happens to you, say in a bad car wreck, who do you want the money go to?
To my parents or my girlfriend.
Now it doesn't make different to them which program you try to qualify for. Most families try to qualify for their 2 hours combined $40 a week, which is what I went over with you. Some families ask if they can do more and set aside more for their family and double their benefits with $80 per week. Or sometimes remember, choose a more basic program just to get started and they know will upgrade down the road, provided they will qualify which way you want to go. While you're thinking about which option makes the most sense, I'll go ahead and ask you some medical questions to make sure you can even qualify. Your policy will arrive within 4 to 8 weeks. Once you receive, you've been permanently qualified and accepted. This is your service file with all your important papers. It needs to be kept in safe place and at home. Mike, the next part is very important. Other than affordability or big cost of this covers everything in one, what are the top 3 reasons you have these insurance benefits? We are all finished and you finally have this all taken care of. You finally take this off to your checklist. How do you feel?
I'm feeling good.
Well, congratulations. It's important for you to understand now that you have this, you should never lose it. If anything ever needs to change or you need help, call this number. Please make sure to let your family and friends that I will be contacting them.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, have a good day.